Project Veritas today released new video of Obamacare navigators counseling applicants to lie on their applications again, following criticism that earlier videos from Dallas and Irving, Texas, were just isolated incidents. Project Veritas visited additional navigators in Houston and Fort Worth, and what they found was more of the same.
Stuff like that, to get a lower premium, I wouldn't include it. If I was cutting grass on the weekends and they were just giving me money, that's my money.
Yeah, exactly.
So, that's my money. That's my money.
If you were to go with the silver plan, the lowest one that I see on here right now is for you and your son. It's $469 a month.
My Republican friends, and they hate this, and they said that they would go into my bank account.
No.
And find out about I hang wallpaper on the side, and people usually pay me cash.
Oh, no. I mean, if you don't report that, then no.
Joining us now, Project Veritas founder and president, James O'Keefe. James, congratulations on, again, an extraordinary expose. This latest video, it was a peculiar defense at best, that many charge this as charge you with focusing on an isolated instance. It didn't take you long to prove that it was not isolated at all. What do you think is going on here?
Well, I think it's two things. I think a lot of these navigators are not qualified to be in the insurance brokerage business to begin with.
Right.
They're in over their heads. They have no formal training in anything medical, and as you can see, a lot of them are either incompetent or don't really know what the rules are, but it's deception. In this case, Change Happens is a local community organization in Houston. They receive somewhere around $700,000 of your taxpayer dollars, federal, and they're advising our reporter wearing a hidden camera to not report our income to the IRS so that we get more Obamacare subsidies. If you're at federal poverty line, you get 100% subsidy. If you're 4 times over the federal poverty line, you get less money from the federal government. So it's just a systemic thing. If you're familiar with my work, I always release the videos one at a time to grab the naysayers and critics who say it's isolated.
Well, isolated, not in this instance, certainly. I understand you've got another video coming out next week. Tell us about that.
Well, in the first video, Lou, we focused on the relationship between Battleground Texas, which is a political action committee, and Enroll America, which is a 501c3 group, and how they kind of work together to achieve a political agenda, which is not really what I thought healthcare was supposed to be about. So what we're going to do is we're going to dive a little bit deeper into how people's private medical information and medical data is shared with political action committees, or just shared to achieve political purposes. And I think that's what, fundamentally, I think that's what this is all about. I think that's going to be really explosive when we release that.
Do you establish a connection, a direct connection, or can you tell us, or do you want to tell us at this point, between the Democratic Party and its various ancillary organizations and what you have discovered amongst the navigators? Yes.
So far, we've released 2 different video pieces. The first video did establish that the Battleground Texas, which is an organization trying to turn the state into a blue state, was on tape with Enroll America. They cross-pollinate their data. Now, it's illegal for a 501c3 group, in this case Enroll America, to give anything to a political action committee. And in fact, there's a letter sent to the Attorney General of Texas. There was a letter sent, it's in the media today. They're actually thinking of taking away this nonprofit's tax-exempt status for that relationship. What we're going to do is we're going to go a step further than that. We're going to expose on video some of these people willing to give out private medical data, which is even further than sharing information. Now they're going to potentially give it out explicitly for political reasons. And that is totally illegal and immoral, and I'm sure will be a big, big story when it comes out.
Well, James, it's already a big story, and congratulations on your work. This is, I hear people trying to describe you variously as an activist, a provocateur, as if labels matter. But I just want to ask you, what do you refer to yourself as? How would you describe your role in all of this?
Well, I think I'm a journalist. You know, the media no longer does this type of work. I think it's some of it's liability, some of it's a lot of people have simply become pundits or aggregators. What we do is we knock on doors, we go out into the field, we do shoe leather journalism, and it's risky work. It's expensive, it's risky. This investigation took us 3-4 months to do. We gathered 100 hours of footage that we're going to release a little bit at a time. But I'm a journalist. 60 Minutes used to do this. ABC News used to do this. They no longer do it, and now they consider me an adversary, and I don't understand why. Because I'm just trying to expose fraud and abuse and waste, and that's something that journalists ought to be doing.
You're really following a very long line in American journalism. You are as close as I can imagine anyone right now being in the country to being a muckraker, and that is for me, I think that's a pretty high standard that you're setting for yourself, and I think you ought to be proud of that label. And we salute you here. Keep up the great work.
I really appreciate that, and if you want to know more about sort of why people don't do what I do or why people are deterred from what I do, read my book Breakthrough, because it'll talk about what the media and the government put me through to get to where I am today.
We'll do it. We thank you very much. James O'Keefe, thank you.